Hi there, crypto fans. Dick Allgire here. It is a beautiful day where I am. How about you? I'm going to talk a little bit today about the deep state, about the bankers, about the UniParty, and one other subject that if you talk about these things that you've got to throw in, and that would be mastery of life. Mastering your own life. What does this all have to do with cryptos? Well, cryptos are a tool. And if you understand how all of these things work, you will understand that cryptos enable you to have, well, let me put it bluntly. Cryptos enable you to have fuck you money so that you can live your life independent of what these mother effers do. All right, many believe that the bankers are the highest point in the pyramid, that the bankers are controlling everything, and that if we could overthrow the bankers, that we would have a halcyon days, a jubilee, a great flowering of humanity without the control of the bankers. The truth is, the bankers are just doing a job for their owners, and getting rid of the bankers isn't going to do anything, and you're not going to get rid of the bankers. The bankers are needed, and the bankers are part of the greater control system that most people don't realize exists. People talk about the deep state in Washington or the UniParty as if somehow within the last century that we had a free republic and that we had a country that we had designed and that we had control over, but these clever bastards in the government somehow conspired together and made a collective agreement to go into hiding and then take control and do things for their own benefit. Now that does happen. Human beings do conspire. Human beings do work behind the scenes for their own good and for the benefit of their families and their friends and the control groups that they make. But this is by no means the top of the pyramid. What the bankers, the deep state, the UniParty are doing, that's in the shallow end of the pool. There is a whole deeper end of the pool. In fact, there's a whole bigger swimming pool complex, and it goes way beyond just the government that we see. All right. Clever humans do conspire. They do control things at a certain level. But there are higher levels of control. Let me pose a few questions to you. You've seen this shape. No, I'm not drawing a phallic. Well, it is a phallic symbol, actually. It's an obelisk. Why are there obelisks in Egypt? Why is there an obelisk at the Vatican? Why is there an obelisk in Washington, D.C.? Why are there obelisks at various power spots around the earth? And what do they mean? What is that symbology? And if we're asking that, let's look at this shape. Why are there pyramids all over the place? And who built the pyramids? And what did they do? Speaking of that shape, there's another shape that might be familiar to you. That would be this one. The pyramid shape, triangular shape, on top of the pillars, on top of the stairs, with lamps halfway up that illuminate it, and with figures of what looked to be Greek gods up in the upper triangle. Why is the U.S. Supreme Court building an exact copy of a Greek temple? And what does that mean? And why is it there? Speaking of Greek temples and Greek gods, let me draw one for you. This would be a woman holding a torch with things emanating from her crown, holding a booklet with flowing robes on a pedestal. Statue of Liberty? That's what it's called. Now we look at another one with a lady with her arm in the air, holding a staff. And she's got wings, flowing robes. She's on a pedestal. That's claimed to be Victoria outside of Buckingham Palace. But if we look back further, we can see the woman with the wings, with the same symbology in the same robes. And this is Athena, the goddess of war. So who put Athena in New York Harbor and why? And who put Athena in front of Buckingham Palace and why? And what does Athena really mean? And what do Greek gods really mean? Mythology. Mythology is a way to encapsulate history, to pass history down to future generations, to pass history down from civilization to civilization. It is an encapsulated form of history. So the question arises, is Greek mythology real? Are there gods other than the one supreme God? Now there is a supreme God, the God of the entire universe, the all-knowing, the omniscient, the encompassing consciousness that we can't understand. We believe, many humans, that we're the apex sentient being on this earth, in this solar system, in this galaxy, although people are starting to doubt that now as more information comes out. But could it be that beneath the one all-encompassing God, the greatest God, the one true God, there are beings that are higher up the hierarchical chain than human beings that do have some control of not just the Earth, but maybe the solar system, the galaxy. If we look at the planet Earth, this little ball spinning in space, and there's this moon that regulates tides and allows for life to be seasons and life on Earth. Who put this here? Who made this? You didn't make it. You're not a god. You didn't think that up. You didn't create it. Did life just spontaneously pop up on this earth? Like the earth somehow, there was a big bang and then there was some molten rock that spun around and it coalesced. And then there were chemicals, and the chemicals somehow got together and formed an organic chemical. And then that organic chemical was somehow like struck by lightning, or light gave it some impulse, and it created a cell. And then the cell divided, and then it became more complex on its own, just spontaneous. And then it developed DNA, and then DNA over eons and eons, the DNA just self-replicated, and then it became monkeys, and then the monkeys somehow morphed into you and me. And we're just a product of this. That's a really good story. Do you believe that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the truth is, those who created this are time masters. They're the masters of time. And they go back to this one. The gods, the time masters. You're not a time master, and I'm not a time master. We didn't create this place, and we really have very little influence. The one thing we can influence is our own life. You can master your own life. So it's about mastery of your own life within this system. You didn't create it. The deep state doesn't really run it. The bankers didn't create it and they don't run it. The UniParty is irrelevant. The UniParty just does what it does. You have to be outside of that, and you have to, within this time and within this system, you have to master your own life. There's a proverb, there's a Russian proverb that I really like, and it goes like this: Don't try to go to a monastery and bring your own rule book, okay? So you're not going to walk into the monastery and flip out a rule book that you brought and say, hey guys, these are the rules that I'm going to abide by. No, at the monastery, you're going to follow those rules. So within this system and within the rules of this reality and this creation, you can master your own life. I'm working on doing that. Cryptocurrencies have helped me. I don't have to listen to anybody. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I'm comfortable beyond belief. So it's a good life. Mastering your own life. All right, that's it for now. Aloha from the beautiful Hawaiian Islands. Aloha.